Credera is the first and only Adobe partner that is specialized across the entire Adobe Digital Experience platform. In this video series, we get to show off the custom tools we use at Omnicom to streamline processes within the Adobe ecosystem. Let's jump right in. We're going to start by taking a look at the strategic framework, or what we do before sending a brief to Workfront. So here we can see the Omnicom layout for Weekend, and we're just going to show you how we use it to streamline click marketing workflow. Here's a typical brief, including background, vision, objective, and hypothesis. Now let's look at some audience profiles developed in Omni. We can take that info and plug it into Omni Assist, combining data from the Omni and Google Audience ecosystems to create recommendations for influencer partnerships and experiential marketing. We can take what we learned from Omni Assist and plug it directly into the brief or anywhere else we need it in the Adobe ecosystem. Now let's take a look at how to set up a Workfront project. From the home screen, we can create custom request forms, and you can add all the required info here: vision, target audience, objective, etc. Once the form is submitted, a project manager will be automatically alerted that the request is ready to be reviewed, and from there, they can assign roles, see deadlines, and get all the relevant info for Roman Route Italian Adventure. As sample projects go, that one sounds exciting. Individual projects can then be linked to larger campaigns, and changes to that project will update other projects under the same umbrella. Once we set the project to Current, all necessary folders will be automatically created in AEM, providing consistent asset taxonomy for every project. Let's dive into delegating tasks from Workfront. From the home screen, we can get to open projects from Menu and check back in on Roman Route Italian Adventure. Project managers can set timelines and deadlines in the task detail section. Once they're ready, Roman Route goes live. Individual team members are notified and can change the project status, comment and update, log hours, then eventually mark the job as done for the whole team to see. Project management can monitor progress with the status bar, as well as see expected versus actual work hours and a graphical readout of how each worker interacts with the job. Now that the project has been created, we can move to the asset uploading phase. In this case, we can see a photographer being assigned a job. When they upload their work, it gets sent directly to the folders created automatically when the project went live. Uploading happens faster than ever, thanks to our Asset Compute microservices designed to reduce the load on AEM. Standard metadata is automatically extracted from photographs, including smart tags assigned by Adobe's Sensei AI image recognition tools, and custom metadata can be added and synced across the Adobe ecosystem to streamline the content sharing process. Finally, when the photographer hits the Done button, it gets shared across his team's entire Adobe ecosystem. Now that the assets are uploaded, they're ready for a designer who can access them directly from the Workfront plugin in Adobe Photoshop. Adobe has been incorporating AI tools into their design platforms. Here we see a designer using Adobe Firefly's generative fill to streamline the editing process while preserving the original's aesthetic and sense of authenticity. The designer is now free to add finishing touches like text, color correction, cropping, and make sure the work aligns with brand guidelines. Finally, they quickly and easily submit the image as a proof for approval and mark the task as Done, alerting the rest of the team and streamlining their workflow. The project manager is immediately alerted that they have a new proof to review. They can now use Workfront to add feedback directly to the proof, streamlining the entire team's workflow. The designer has instant access to the feedback and can now make the necessary refinements and repeat the upload process directly through Photoshop's Workfront plugin with no need to jump between multiple platforms. Once the proof receives unanimous approval, the project manager marks the task complete, and the next phase starts. Meanwhile, the approved image is secure and easily accessible everywhere in the Adobe ecosystem. Using Adobe Target, the project manager and experience optimization lead can easily drop an ABN testing strategy and tailored prompts for Omni Content Assist to generate teaser copy. When everything's ready, we can publish to Adobe Target and seamlessly deploy the work on all channels. Once the project is out in the world, we use Adobe Experience Platform to gather data and build user profiles based on their preferences. We can easily browse information collected by Omni in AEP Data Screen, where we can quickly search for anything we want to know about the people viewing the project. We are now able to create user personas based on the data we've gathered and can build specific audience segments in compliance privacy regulations all in one place. We can now easily share that data using Adobe Experience Cloud and provide our target with personalized content using Adobe Target. Adobe Target allows us to seamlessly create and manage personal experiences for website visitors. Once we identify who specifically is browsing our site, we tailor their experience to their preferences using Visual Experience Composer, which allows us to easily make visual changes to our website. For example, we can make new variants of Roman Round, targeted more directly to the tastes of specific customers in specific markets. To do this, we simply select the area that needs customization, choose our project, and replace it with a variation targeted to that audience. We can also easily track the effectiveness of our targeting by configuring AEP to only display the personalized aspects of our project and setting the KPIs within Adobe Target. Once the changes go live, users visiting the weekend site should see the customized project. Easily unlock your data across multiple channels with Customer Journey Analytics. Seamlessly mix digital experiences, email marketing, and all channels in one place. You can measure the reach, effectiveness, and ROI of your campaigns, as well as observe and track trends and patterns, identify issues and opportunities for improvement, and evaluate all aspects of a campaign in the same interface, without having to manually compare data from different sources. Analysis Workspace allows for fast, simplified project creation. Whether you're creating scheduled reports, executive overviews, ad hoc deep dives, or detailed dashboards, data is at your fingertips in a way that increases accessibility for everyone, from the C-suite to marketers to data scientists.